You are about to spend $2,000, maybe $5,000, on a sofa that looks perfect in the showroom and completely wrong in your living room. It happens to smart, careful buyers every single week. They fall in love with Modular sectional online. They order the exact configuration from the catalog photo. And 3 weeks later, they're staring at a couch that blocks their walkway, swallows their room, or makes their open plan space feel like a furniture warehouse. The listing photo lied to you. Not out of malice, but because it was styled in a spacious 1,000-square-foot studio, not your actual living room. A modular sofa is not one product. It is a layout decision disguised as a purchase. And today I am giving you the 4 rules that professional designers use before they ever click buy. Before we get into it, if you want to get your living room layout right the first time and avoid paying a restocking fee on a sofa that does not fit, hit subscribe to Home Intel right now. I break down real design decisions with real numbers, no sponsorships, no brand deals, just what actually works in real homes. Stick around because Rule 3 is the one that trips up almost everyone with an open concept space, and Rule 4 could save you an entire configuration mistake before you even order. Measure the walkway before you measure the sofa. Most people measure their living room and think about how much sofa they can fit against the wall. That is backwards. The first number you need is not how big your sofa can be. It is how much clear walking space needs to survive around it. Main traffic paths, the routes you use to get to the door, the kitchen, or the hallway, need 36 inches of clearance to feel comfortable. Minor secondary gaps, like the space between your coffee table and the sofa edge, can drop to 18 to 24 inches and still feel fine. A modular sofa is dangerous here because it is so easy to keep adding modules. One more corner piece, one more chaise, it all looks reasonable in the store. But every module you add eats into that walkway allowance. So before you fall in love with configuration, take painter's tape and literally map the footprint of the sofa on your actual floor. Include the depth of the chaise, include the arm width, include everything. Then walk through your normal daily paths, to the door, to the kitchen, to the TV. If you are stepping around a corner or squeezing past an arm, that configuration has already failed Rule 1, no matter how good it looked in the listing photo. Match the shape to the room you actually have. Modular sofas usually come in 3 practical shapes: straight, L-shape, and U-shape. Each one solves a different room problem, and using the wrong one is where most buyers' remorse comes from. A straight modular run works best in narrow spaces or small rooms. It has the smallest visual footprint, but it will not anchor a large open concept room on its own. An L shape is the most versatile option, and the reason it dominates modular sofa sales right now. It tucks into a corner. It defines a seating zone without walling off the room, and it works in almost any home with a genuine corner to use. AU shape is the one people get wrong the most. It needs clearance on 3 full sides, not just the 2 sides of straight or L-shape uses. And that means you generally want a room at least 16 to 18 feet wide before U-shape can breathe properly. Drop a U-shape into a room narrower than 14 feet, and you have built yourself a comfortable little box that chokes the space, blocks the TV sight line, kills the walkway, and makes the room feel smaller instead of cozier. Before you choose a shape, be honest about your actual square footage, not your Pinterest board. Protect your sight lines in an open plan layout. If your living room flows into your kitchen or dining area, this rule matters more than any other on this list. A modular sofa is fantastic at creating a visual boundary in an open concept home. An L-shape or a low back straight run can act like a soft wall that tells your eye where the living room ends and the kitchen begins, without actually blocking light or sound. The mistake is choosing a high back configuration that cuts across the sight line from your kitchen into your living space. Backs taller than 34 to 36 inches will block that eye line and make the whole layout feel fragmented and smaller. A back in the 28 to 32 inch range keeps that sight line open and lets both zones breathe as one connected space. If you cannot see your TV, your window, or your family from the stove, the sofa is working against your floor plan instead of for it. The fix designers use constantly is choosing that lower profile back height whenever a modular piece is doing double duty as a zone divider, and positioning the front legs of the sofa on the edge of an area rug. So the rug reads as a visual floor of the living zone rather than letting the sofa float in the middle of an undefined space. The single decision, sightline first, height second, is what separates an open-plan living room that feels intentional from one that feels like two rooms awkwardly sharing a couch. Think 5 years ahead, not 5 weeks ahead. Here's the rule almost nobody thinks about at checkout. Life changes. A baby arrives. A dog joins a family. You move apartments. You convert a corner into a home office for 6 months. The entire selling point of a modular sofa is that it can adapt to that. But it can only adapt if you bought it that way. Before you commit to a huge, rigid configuration, check 2 things. First, can this exact collection be added to later, meaning are extra modules still being manufactured and sold separately? Major direct-to-consumer and traditional furniture brands routinely update or discontinue specific fabric weaves, connection brackets, or frame dimensions every 2 to 4 years. So a collection you love today may not have matching modules available 2 years from now. Second, check the return and restocking policy before you buy the full oversized version, because large modular configurations are genuinely expensive to exchange once they are assembled and delivered. Restocking fees on large freight deliveries typically run 10 to 25% of the order, plus return shipping. The smartest buyers in 2026 are not buying the biggest configuration available. They are buying a smaller, flexible starting layout from a collection with proven long-term availability, then adding modules later once they know how they actually live in the space. So to recap, measure your walkway clearance first. 36 inches on main paths, 18 to 24 on minor gaps, not just your wall space. Match your shape straight, L or U, to your actual square footage, remembering a U shape needs clearance on 3 sides and real room width to work. Protect your kitchen to living room sight lines with a lower back height and smart rug placement if you are open plan. And buy for 5 years of flexibility, not 5 weeks of showroom excitement. Checking both module availability and restocking fees before you commit. Get those 4 rules right, and a modular sofa becomes one of the smartest furniture decisions you can make. Get them wrong, and you've just bought an expensive, oversized puzzle that does not fit your life. If this saved you from making an expensive layout mistake, that is exactly what Home Intel is here for: honest, unsponsored home design guidance with no brand pushing you toward a purchase. Subscribe to Home Intel so you catch the next video, and let me know in the comments which layout mistake almost got you: the walkway, the wrong shape, or the sightline block. See you in the next one.